Hello, welcome to the Ramblings of a Mad Woman. We're a little early today. Normally I put it out 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, but I've got a lot to say today. So, I don't know what I'm going to do today. I was going to go down to the Senior Center in Lacey and Olympia, but they both say that you have to be a member in order to be able to play there, so there went my plans. I went to the women's thing at the church last night. And I did not bring Millie with me because it was raining and I knew that I would have a walk. So I rode the bus. I got out to the bus stop about 5:30. Hopped on the bus. Made it to the place by about 5:45. Walked in, said, "I'm sorry, I know I'm early, but I have to go by the bus's schedule and I don't want to stand out in the rain." They said, "Not a problem." There were a couple ladies already there. And so I sat down in a table that was in the back because here's the thing about the bus schedule. I had to leave early, which will be a story in itself. And I knew that, and I didn't want to walk out and draw attention to myself, so I sat there. And I'm used to, I guess I'm spoiled. I didn't think I was spoiled, but I guess I'm spoiled. I'm used to women in a gathering. I've been blessed. Women in a gathering finding someone new and saying, "Welcome. We want you to feel loved. We want you to feel included. We want you to, what's your story? Here's our story. Here's our name. Here's our name." Yeah. So I sat down, started to have a panic attack before I even. Because, see, here's the thing. I sat down at a table by myself. The only other table had a pair of ladies at it, and I thought about sitting with them, but I did not, and I should have. That was my fault. But being uncomfortable as I am, I sat at a table by myself. They could have invited me to come over. They did not, which, not a big deal. But I sat there. There were 15 tables, 8 to 10 women at each table. No one was sitting at my table. I was immediately brought back to school, where in gym, I don't know if any of you had this experience. I did every time. You're the last to be picked. And that feeling in your gut, of not being accepted. So I sat there and I sat there, and my anxiety was getting worse. I contacted an old friend and said, "I'm falling apart." And he was kind and walked me through my first mini panic attack before anybody showed up. Well, before anybody noticed. Finally, an elderly gal walked in and she goes, "Is this seat taken?" I said, "No." I said, "Please come sit with me." And I tried small talk, but it never went anywhere. Never went anywhere at all. Didn't get her name except by off of her name tag. She did not introduce herself, did not introduce her friend, did not say whether she was from the church, did not. I was ignored. Finally, one of the last people to show up was a gal and her friend was dropping the child off at the daycare or night care, I guess, at that point. And she sat down. Nicest lady ever. And I can honestly say she was sent by God. And we'll get into that. I sat there and told her, I said, well, we share a name. We share a name, number one. Her name is Kathy. Sweet gal. Adorable gal. Just, God bless her. Anyway, I told her that I normally have a service dog that I sit with. And that I don't normally handle stress very well. So she was aware of what was going on. Somewhat. And she was amazing. So first of all, they got up there, did a raffle, or a drawing thing, and I was 2 numbers off of a pink toolkit, which I already have tools, so I was okay with that. Then Kathy warns me, she goes, okay, when they get up for dinner, because it was a dinner thing, they get up for dinner, you have to get to that door. And we're the last table way in the back. So we would have been the first table out. As soon as we were released for dinner, I have never been shoved by grown women to get out of their way. I wound up in the middle of the group. And my angel came up and said, come on. Grabbed my hand, pulled me up. Sweet lady. I was like, no, it's okay. And then once I got up behind her, I'm like, thank you. She goes, you're doing fine, sweetie. You're doing fine. That's what she kept saying all night long. You're doing fine, sweetie. You're doing fine. We talked about our lives. We talked about all the things that are going on in our lives. Here's the thing. The nicest woman I found at that church does not belong to that church. The rudest woman I found belonged to that church. I am so disheartened. I'm so disheartened and sad that this was not a good experience for me at all. And I'm wondering how many other people have come one time and went, never again. It was I've never experienced anything like this. And like I told my mom, I guess that makes me blessed, because the women that I've encountered in my life have been strong, kind, supportive, wonderful women. And I can count most of them all among my friends still. Never have I encountered a situation like I did last night. The food was mediocre, which they had it catered, so it wasn't anybody, I don't think, from the church. But we had mystery meat, half-cooked rice, pasta salad that consisted of carrots, macaroni, and mayonnaise, and then salads that were absolutely delicious. 2 salads. If it was not for this other Kathy last night, I would have left at dinner. I would have grabbed my stuff and I would have gone home and eaten here at the house. Someone who doesn't even belong to that church is the only reason I stayed. We played a game that got out of hand, way off course. For someone with anxiety, was a complete and total nightmare. Not even going to get into it. So at 8 o'clock, just as the message is about to start, I have to leave because I have to catch the bus. It's raining. It's pitch black out at night. I have my umbrella, I have a flashlight, and I have a sweatshirt with a hood. Because that's what I stupidly chose to wear. Well, amongst other clothes. I wasn't just naked walking around with a sweatshirt on. But I had my sweatshirt on, umbrella, and the flashlight. And I started out. I had to walk about half a mile because I didn't want to cross a busy street. And if I missed the bus, I would have had to have walked a mile. So I walked the half a mile knowing that I would make it to Lacey Transit Center on time. This morning my knee hurts, but I'll survive. It's not anything that's horrible. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to do. I've already had misgivings about the church, and hoping to meet some ladies that were kind and would take me under their wing, I was hoping would be the case, and I'm not seeing that. So I'm kind of torn as to what to do. Again, pastor is awesome. I don't know. I'm not making connections. I'm lost. I'm frustrated. I don't want my dog to be my only friend here. I'm having a rough time after last night. I'm just frustrated that I went back and forth and talked myself into putting myself out there. And I feel like I got bitch slapped for it. So frustrated. So frustrated. I'm trying. I don't know any females out here, and I'm trying. someone who has debilitating anxiety. I'm trying. Anyway, that was my night. I wish I had better results for you all, but sometimes it's just a shit show. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to get emotional. It's just been a real taxing couple days. So I'm gonna go. Know that I love all of you very much. And I appreciate your support and your love and your kindness and your civility. Please make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment, something, anything. I love you all. Have a good weekend.